Hi, this is Paul with Promisec, and in this short instructional video, we will be demonstrating how that you can gain insight and visibility into your SCCM deployment agents in the enterprise. This video use case allows SCC admins to audit for the SCCM agent, its service, and the associated WMI or Windows Management Instrumentation service that SCCM agents utilize to communicate. Promisec is a complementary solution to SCCM administrators. We're going to use the Promisec Integrity or SaaS model to accomplish this. This video is different than the previous video that shows the Promisec Endpoint Manager on-premise solution. This is the one that is off-premise and in the cloud. Also, Promisec Integrity SaaS version allows administrators to validate that their deployments are working well and get a report from it. Currently, this is a free offering to potential Promisec customers. Here you can see, you can click on the link below and get started. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this works. Here we can see this is the Promisec hosted SaaS model, and you can see the address up here at cloud.promisec.com. If you're a new user, please go ahead and register to get yourself set up. Here I'm already registered, and I'm just going to log in. It takes just a few seconds, and again, all the information is stored in the Promisec cloud. Here you can see we've done quite a few of inspections already. We store these in our cloud, and they are very secure to make sure none of the information can be compromised. What I'm going to do now is just quickly run an agent check for the SCCM agent and its corresponding WMI service. So just to set it up very quickly, and after doing the registration and logging in, I went in and specifically have made a user defined. And that user defined is the one for WMI. You simply just click on the plus, you add a new service, an application name, but in this use case, we're going to do the service name that's right here. Then we go back to quick inspection to set it up. Here, we'll go ahead and we'll turn on to check for the WMI. Here as well, we've already built in other checks, and primarily in this use case, we're going to validate the SCCM agent validation. So we're just going to click it on. Here, I'm going to do the local subnet. You can do your own computer, a local subnet, or do a range of IPs that are necessary in your environment. Here, I'll just quickly use my own credentials. I'll go ahead and say administrator, and of course my password for my domain or my work group. Of course, this effectively works in a Active Directory domain, or it can work in work groups as well. Here you can see I'm just going to do this one in the work group. And then I'm going to just give it a label calling it SCCM/WMI audit check. Okay, very simple to put together and use. I've got my two turned on. I'm going to run the inspection, and then we're going to wait for the results. So as it begins its process of kicking off, it'll take a second. It gave me a skip message back that my credential is not correct. I'll put that back in correctly, which is good. Tells you prior to kicking it off that something is out of parameters. And here, I'll kick it off again. As we see this automatically goes out to the enterprise, and it's starting to inspect that Class C local subnet that we have set up here in our labs. And as you can see, we've already started getting results into the console. Here we're finding out that we're just going to look for the non-compliance for speed. And here you can see that I have a server, I have a workstation, and these are the respective host information that's gathered and the specific check that we're looking for. One, WMI is not installed or not active, so that means it's probably in a off state or set to manual, but it's not running. And in this case, we can also find that the complete SCCM agent is not there as well. And as we go through this, we've already done 154 out of the hosts that we're inspecting, so we're completely going through. And now let's take a look at some of the results that came back from a previous inspection on the home page. That'll save time on this video. As you can see, 33 minutes ago, I can highlight that, come down here, view the results, or I could run it again if I wanted to see a more current state. I can see that I had 6 machines that weren't compliant. And of course, you can drill onto each one of these machines to get the host info and any other information that's there. Of course, you can export this information to a detailed report. You can export it to to an Excel file. This use case, and we also have HIPAA and PCI DSS reports as well. So I'm just going to click on the full report. We're rendering it for you in the cloud, and it'll take a few seconds to generate. And of course, again, you can export this information into any format you want, CSV, Excel, and we've got a nice little report here for the things that we were looking at. Out of the hosts that we inspected, we can see we do not have compliance on the WMI, Windows Management Instrumentation Service, and the SCCM agent. Again, Promisec is not a rip and replace solution for SCCM. We're a complementary solution. SCCM is a great enterprise tool, but as we all understand, agents in the enterprise can be compromised, and WMI can sometimes be problematic. You can always, if you have further questions or concerns, you can reach out to sales@promisec.com, support@promisec.com, or go right into the cloud and do your audit and get those results back. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for more videos from Promisec.